Welcome back to the TCU Dynasty. Today we jump into game number 3 in the battle for the Iron Skillet against our hated rival, the SMU Mustangs. And it would appear that SMU got the ball first. They go up 3-0, and now we get to take the field with a handoff to Payne up the middle, who will turn that into a 4-yard carry. Now out of a 5-wide set, we'll drop back. We're going to take the quick throw to the outside, caught by Dwyer, who will break that tackle, get the first down, spin out a man, and get brought down near the 40. We'll try another shotgun set, and it'll be another handoff to Payne, who goes to the outside, and we'll follow the blocks for a solid gain and another first down for TCU. And on the next play, we're going to try this screen quickly to the outside. That'll be caught by Payne to the edge, spin out one defender, and breaking tackles, getting the first down to the 34-yard line. And now on the next play, it looks like Barnes is checked in at running back, and that's where we'll go with it, but that's going nowhere. Now that brings up a 2nd and 10. We'll take the snap, run the play action, and now we're going to look to go deep downfield, but can't get it out in time. It falls incomplete and brings up a 3rd and 10. So now from the 34-yard line, can we keep this drive moving? We're going to go downfield and get intercepted for the first time this season. Tried to force that one to Manjack. Obviously, it did not pay off. Thankfully, it does look like our defense got us the ball back, and it's still 3-0, so we'll come out with a handoff to Payne, and there is no room on the outside. That is now going to set up a 2nd and 12. Hoover back in shotgun. We'll take the snap, and we'll look to pass. Not seeing anyone come open, tried to scramble, and we get sacked in the backfield to bring up a 3rd and 19. There is honestly not a whole lot in your playbook for 3rd and 19, but we will go ahead and try something. We're going to throw it underneath. That's caught by Baker, who gets to the outside, and he has the first down across the 50 before he is finally brought down in SMU territory. On the very next play, we'll take the snap. It's an RPO, but we're going to take the throw to the outside, and he's going to break that tackle and get met and brought down for a gain of about 6 yards. That brings up a 2nd and 4, and I know exactly what play we're calling next. So we're going to give the ball to Payne and try to bounce this one to the outside on 2nd down, and we'll try to follow our blocks to the edge, and we get there for the first down. It'll be a shotgun set for us again. Hoover will take the snap, and we're going to try to throw this one over the middle. That'll be caught by Manjack inside the 5 before he is brought down to the 3-yard line. Now on a 1st and goal, Payne is lined up in the backfield, and that's where we go with it. He is into the end zone. Touchdown TCU for the first time today. The next time we step on the field, it's a 1st and 10 from our own 6-yard line here in the 2nd quarter. We'll run this toss play to Manjack, who doesn't find much space, and now Jonathan Jefferson is injured for SMU. We're going to see if we can get this screen pass going this time. 2nd and 8. We'll drop back, get rid of it, and it's caught by Payne on the outside, cuts back in, and gets close to the marker. They ruled a 3rd and 1, and we're just going to run this halfback power. Payne is lined up in the backfield. Looks like Blair is lined up at fullback here. We'll take the snap. Does the blocking hold up? Yes, it will, as we bounce it to the outside and get the first down to the 28. Hoover now back in a shotgun set again. We'll drop back and looks to pass. We're going to throw this one over the middle. That's caught by Manjack. Never mind. Knocked out of his hands. It brings up a 2nd and 10. The next play would be an incomplete pass, so now it's a 2nd and 10. Hoover will come out and look to pass again. We're going to let this one go deep downfield. That was a really stupid throw, and it gets intercepted. I don't know why I tried that one, but SMU will get to take over. They would end up with a field goal out of that drive. And look, the fact that I ended up not throwing a stupid interception in episode 1 is kind of a blessing. So we finally got one here. And now we're going to hand off to Barnes up the middle for a gain of 9. We're going to line back up in a shotgun set this time. Blair's going to line up at fullback, get to the outside. He picks up that block. And now Payne is going to get body slammed down to the 40. And Jeremy Payne is injured. It may have been stupid for me to try to hurdle somebody. So now out in a 5-wide set, Hoover will look to pass. And we're going to go to our wide open tight end downfield, caught by Pimpton inside the 30, and he's finally going to get met and brought down to the 22-yard line. We'll come back in another shotgun set and look to pass. We're going to throw this underneath, and that was risky. Luckily, our guy got there. It's a 2-yard play. Hoover now back in a shotgun set again. We'll take the snap and look to pass. We're going to roll to the outside. Never mind, we're getting sacked on the play to bring up a 3rd and 16 now. Remember how I said earlier you don't have a lot in the playbook for 3rd and 19? Well, you don't have a lot in the playbook for 3rd and 16 either. We're going to hope someone comes open, but I don't see anyone. We'll just try to make the field goal a little bit easier. Caught by Barnes, who breaks one tackle and is brought down to the 22. So now all I have to do is make this field goal. Snap, hold, kick us away, and it is good. And it looks like SMU would end up with another field goal, so they make it 9-10 near the end of the first half here. And we're going to try to throw this slant route that's caught by Manjack, who tries to get to the outside. There is a flag down, and I think it's going to be holding. Now, I did lower the holding slider between episodes because I got a few too many in the last one. I still want to get some, so I didn't lower it all the way back down. But yeah, we're still going to see some in this series, hopefully. But now we're going to go to the outside to Manjack again, who is going to end up with a big gain anyway. Just about 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. We're going to come out and give this one to Barnes. And we can't follow our blocks and get the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up. And we'll have to decide what we want to do. We're going to run this halfback power. Why not? And it looks like Barnes is still in the game. We're still waiting for the injury update on Jeremy Payne. And on this play, we're going to give it to Barnes, who will fight and end up with the first down. Now just 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Out of a 5-wide set, he'll drop back to pass again. And trying to go to McAlister, we take an unnecessary hit, and it leads to 2nd down. From the 36-yard line, back in a shotgun set, we'll take the snap. And McAlister beat his guy off the line. He's off to the races inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown for TCU. But unfortunately, the defense would allow a touchdown of their own right before halftime. So it's 17-16. We have 35 seconds. We're going to try to at least get in field goal range, and that's a good start. From about the 48-yard line now, we'll come out in a pistol set. Dropping back to pass, we'll dump this one off. That's going to be caught by Trent Battle, the backup running back. And he's going to get met and brought down about the 40. We'll burn our 2nd timeout. Now, obviously, I would love to find the end zone on this drive, but I at least want to come away with a field goal. And our tight end's wide open as we're going to find Pimpton, who gets all the way down to about the 15-yard line. Let's run the no-huddle offense, guys. Hurry up. Let's get to the line. Stop celebrating. I really wish I didn't do that so much. But we need to find a play quickly, and I'm not finding one that I want to run. We'll go ahead and run this. And you know what? We're just going to burn that final timeout. We wasted way too much time on that, and then I only had like play action and motion plays. Not something I exactly wanted to run. But that now means we really can't get tackled before the first down marker. So with 13 seconds to go in the half, we'll take the snap. And we're going to fire this to the end zone, and that's a catch by Manjack. But never mind, they rule it incomplete. I thought he held on to that one. We're going to try to get one more play off. We need to go to the end zone or throw it away. 9 seconds remaining in the half. We'll take the snap. And we're going to try to go to our tight end. Hit as we're throwing. There's a flag down. It's another holding call. We are, in fact, just going to cut our losses on this drive and kick a field goal to take a 4-point lead into halftime. The good news is we do get the ball to start this half. We're going to start with a handoff to Barnes, who goes up the middle and is brought down for just a 2-yard carry. Still no Jeremy Payne back in the game. On 2nd and 8, we'll drop back and try to get the screen to the outside. And what just happened? Okay, EA, come on. Just a weird animation. It definitely got thrown at like a bad time because he got jammed up in his own blockers, but it bounced off of his helmet and then it actually landed in his hands. But EA had already decided that that was going to be incomplete, so you know he had to drop it. So I guess now we'll see if we can avoid a 3-and-out on this 3rd and 8. And we're going to fire this one to Manjack over the middle, who will make the catch for the first down, brought down near the 40. With a shotgun set on the next play, we'll draw back. It'll be a quick screen to the outside. This time it is caught. There is a flag, though, and I think it's going to be another holding call, so maybe I need to lower that slider just a bit more. It brings up a 1st and 20. We'll drop back, and it'll be another screen pass to the outside. This one caught by Battle. No flag this time, and Battle will get a 7-yard play. Now a 2nd and 13. We'll drop back to pass. We're going to go to Battle again. Never mind. That time it's Barnes, and that'll set up a 3rd and 8 at our own 42-yard line. With a shotgun set, Hoover will drop back. And I really want to take that deep shot, but we're not going to. We throw it underneath, and it's going to fall incomplete anyway. I really thought about launching that one to R1. But the defense gets us the ball back anyway. It's still 16-20, and we're going to run a handoff to Barnes to the outside, and he's going to end up with a 1st down carry. Now in a shotgun set again, Hoover will drop back and looks to pass. We're going to fire this one over the middle. That'll be caught by Manjack for the 1st down, brought down across the 40. Just in case y'all have not realized it yet, I love to use the slot receiver in these games. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. We'll drop back and look to pass. We're going to launch this one for McAlister, who is pretty much in one-on-one coverage, but it's just overthrown. Obviously, it wasn't true one-on-one coverage. That safety was back there, but I figured we could outthrow that safety, but we unfortunately outthrew everybody. On 2nd and 10, we'll give this one to Barnes, who will go up the middle and end up with a 7-yard play. Now with a 3rd and 3, Hoover out of shotgun will draw back to pass. And we're going to dump this one off to the running back. That'll be caught by Battle, who will have the easy 1st down, goes out of bounds at the 21. The next play would be a handoff to Barnes, and we'd get nothing, so it brings up a 2nd and 10. We'll drop back to pass. And not seeing anyone come open, we'll take the sack to bring up a 3rd and 18 now. I understand that I probably take way too many sacks in this game, but I would rather take the sack than throw an interception. So now on 3rd down, we'll drop back. We're going to launch this one towards the sideline. That'll be caught by James, and he's brought down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal coming up. Just a couple plays later, it's now a 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Hoover at a shotgun, will drop back, roll to the outside, and try to get rid of it. That one's going to fall incomplete, and I think we're actually going to go for this one. We are not going to kick a field goal. Obviously, a field goal makes it a 7-point game, but our defense has played really well today, so I'm going to trust them. Even if we don't get this, they have horrible field position. We'll drop back and look to pass. We're going to try to get rid of this, and gets incomplete. Hit as we were throwing, so a turnover on downs. But like I said, we trust our defense. We get the ball back at the 8-yard line, still up by 4 here in the 3rd quarter. Hand off to Barnes to the outside, and that's going nowhere. That brings up a 2nd and 11 now from the 8-yard line. Hoover will drop back. We're going to run the screen to the outside again. That's caught by Barnes, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 8, and it should take us into the final quarter of this game. Can we convert to open the 4th quarter and keep this drive moving? We'll take the snap. We're going to try to go to our tight end downfield, but it's underthrown, and now we'll punt it away. And unfortunately, our defense could not pull it out that time. It's 23-20 as we come out down by 3 here in the 4th quarter, and the first pass is going to be incomplete. 9:36 remaining on a 2nd and 10. We'll drop back. We're going to try to go to our tight end, and Pimpton will make the catch, brought down to the 42. Hoover back in a shotgun set again. We'll take the snap, and we're going to give this one to Battle, who goes up the middle for the first down to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 now. We'll take the snap, run a play action, and get that quick throw over the middle. That's caught by James, and no, it's not. It actually fell incomplete. I guess it was knocked out of his hands. For 2nd down now. Out of a shotgun set, we'll drop back to pass again. And not really seeing anyone come open and take this sack on the play. I've got to learn to either get rid of it or roll out a lot sooner, because Hoover does not have that kind of speed. We now face a 3rd and 21, and we're just going to put this one up for McAlister. It's in double coverage, and it gets knocked away. Was there someone else open on that play? Possibly. Did I only look at McAlister? Yeah, I did, and I apologize for that. But now we're going to send the punt deep, and it's going to go in for a touchback. I was hoping we could get there before it stopped, or before it rolled into the end zone, if I can talk. Now, thankfully, the defense got us the ball back with 5.5 minutes to go, still down by 3, and that's going to be a gain of 2. Now on a 2nd and 8, Hoover will drop back and look to pass. We're going to try to get rid of this one quickly. It's caught by Dwyer, who gets to the outside for the first down and is brought down near the 40. But now Jordan Dwyer is injured. Out of a shotgun set, we'll drop back to pass again. And I think McAlister's open deep downfield, and we find him down to the 21-yard line. About 4.5 minutes to go. We'll take the snap, and we're going to take their RPO to the outside, caught by our tight end, who has the first down, brought down to the 9-yard line. That sets up a 1st and goal. Just need to find a way to punch this one into the end zone. We're going to hand this ball to Battle, who goes up the middle, and will run over that man into the end zone. Touchdown TCU. We will take the lead. It is now up to our defense. They started their own 25-yard line. He'll drop back a quick throw over the middle. That one's going to fall incomplete. That will bring up a 2nd and 10 now for SMU. Now remember that both teams do have all 3 timeouts still. 3:43 to play. He'll take the snap and look to pass again. Under pressure, going to the outside. That is caught, and will set up a 3rd and 6 at the 29-yard line. They are going to run a no-huddle offense here. The clock is still ticking. He's actually going to change the play now, so a little more time is going to run off for him. SMU will drop back. He's going to roll to the outside under a lot of pressure here, and he is going to get sacked on the play. And that play comes from defensive tackle Marcus Deal. Now they will punt this one away, and all we need to do is chew away the rest of the clock. We'll field it around the 30, and it'll break that tackle, get to the outside, and get brought down to 46. And just like in the last episode, I accidentally stayed in slow sim a little bit too long, so we'll have to watch one offensive play here. I do apologize, but it will be a handoff to Barnes, who will get brought down for a gain of a couple yards. It'll be a 2nd and 7 as we now jump in. Manjack will come in motion. We'll take the snap. We'll toss it to him. Go to the outside, and Manjack will have the first down. But SMU will save a timeout because one of their guys was actually injured on the play. And now a handoff to Barnes, who goes to the outside and will be met and brought down. They burn that 2nd timeout. And it looks like Trent Battle will now step into the game here from the 37-yard line on 2nd and 5. And we're going to keep it with Hoover, and Hoover will end up with the first down. They burn that final timeout with 2.5 minutes to go. But it would appear that Hoover was shaken up on that play, so maybe not the best idea to run with our quarterback. So it looks like Ken Seals will now check into the game as we will hand this one to Palmer, who will get met and brought down for no gain. That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. And of course, by 2-minute warning, I mean 2-minute timeout. So on 2nd and 10, we'll hand this one to Battle, who goes to the outside. He'll get met and brought down, and we will be able to chew away a nice chunk of the clock now. And it looks like Seals will stay in the game as we run this jet toss out to Manjack on the outside. He's got the first down and just needs to go down. Finally brought down to the 11. But with that play, we get out of here with a win, 27-23 over SMU. And Josh Hoover had one hell of a day. Only one passing touchdown, but 459 yards. Unfortunately, I did throw a couple interceptions in there, but still a pretty good day throwing the ball. The final stats on the day, Josh Hoover goes 28 of 43 for 459 yards, one touchdown, 2 interceptions. And then on the ground, we really didn't do a whole lot. Payne was having a good day, but unfortunately left with an injury. 39 yards on 7 carries and a score, and Trent Battle even ran in for a touchdown. Receiving though, Joseph Manjack, 9 for 127 today, and then Pimpton got 4 for 91. And then down here, Eric McAlister, 2 for 104 and a touchdown. Moving on in our season now, we get to jump into conference play as we get to take on the 21st ranked Arizona State Sun Devils. And now we get to step on the field for the first time today at the 47-yard line. The defense obviously got us some great field position to start, if I can talk, as we're going to find Pimpton for just a quick gain. Now a 2nd and 6 out of a 5-wide set. We'll drop back, and we're getting sacked on the play. Nice. Here we go on a 3rd and 15. We're going to drop back, and we're going to wait and try to hit our running back out on a wheel route, and that's going to get intercepted, and that might be a pick 6. Unless, no, I cannot make the tackle with McAlister. What about with Hoover? Yeah, Hoover lays a big hit, but they get to take over at the 23-yard line. Not much of a shock that they do take advantage of that and go up 7-0 as we get to come out our own 25-yard line. We're going to come out with a screen pass to the outside, caught by Payne, who will make that man miss, and then we're going to get brought down near the 40. On the next play, we'll look to pass. We're going to throw this underneath. That'll be caught by McAlister, who has not been involved a whole lot this season. I want to get him more involved. He is like our highest rated receiver by quite a bit. But we just unfortunately have not really been able to get him involved. Now a 2nd and 2 out of a pistol set. We're going to run a quick pass to the outside, caught by Baker, who will have the first down. Now out of a 5-wide set, we'll drop back. We're going to try to go to McAlister, who will make the catch for just a gain of a couple yards. Now a 2nd and 8. Hoover back in shotgun. We'll drop back and we'll look to pass. We're going to throw this one underneath as well. That's caught by Dwyer, and that will set up a 3rd and 4 for TCU. We come out with 2 running backs in the backfield. We'll take the snap, and we're going to try to get this one out to Dwyer as well, who will make the catch and gets inside the 20, tries to come back in, brought down around the 15. Officially ruled down to the 17-yard line, and this one will be an RPO that we give to Barnes up the middle, and he has the first down. Take that back. I completely lied to you on that play. They rule it 2nd and inches. Now we come out with a pistol set with Battle in the backfield, but it'll be a toss play out to Dwyer, who is going to get met in the backfield. Let's go now, 3rd and 2. We'll take the snap. And we're going to take this quick throw to the outside. Never mind, can't get it out in time. And on 4th and 2, we are just going to kick a field goal. We'll trust that our defense is not going to get completely destroyed today. And we'll line up and kick this away. And that is no good, even though I feel like I lined up all the way to the left. Not looking good for us right now. We are down 14-0 here in the 2nd quarter. We're going to come out and try to throw this one out to Barnes on the outside, but that one's going to fall incomplete and bring up a 2nd and 10. Barnes will line back up in the backfield for the next play, and we'll give it to him. Try to follow his blocks up the middle and end up with a gain of about 3 yards to make it a 3rd and 7 for our offense. With a 5-wide set coming up. Can we convert on this play? They left Manjack completely uncovered, but Hoover can't hit him. That is a massively missed opportunity. We had to punt it away. They get a field goal. They are now up 17-0. And we're going to try to fire this one to Manjack down the sideline, who will make the catch down to about the 45. Now on a 1st and 10, Hoover back in shotgun. We'll try back to pass again. We're going to try to fire this one downfield, and that one gets intercepted by the linebacker. I thought we could fit it over him. And with 1:38 to go before halftime, this game has turned into a disaster for TCU. We're going to come out and just try to build some momentum on offense and try to move down the field pretty quickly. So we're going to run a no-huddle offense here. This might be the same exact play that we just ran, but I don't care. We're going to run it again. With slant routes on the outside, not seeing anyone come open, we'll just take off with Hoover, get the first down, and get down to safety. Not going to burn either of our 2 remaining timeouts just yet. Down to a minute to go here in the half. We're going to launch this downfield, but I feel like it was a little underthrown and thankfully falls incomplete. I wanted to put that way farther downfield. 2nd and 10 now from the 36-yard line. We'll take the snap. It'll be a quick RPO to the outside. Caught by caught by James, who makes it a 3rd and 2. And we're just going to come up to the line quickly and see if we can get a deep shot to Manjack. If not, we're going to try to look underneath here. We'll drop back. And I am willing to take that deep shot downfield to Manjack. At about the 10-yard line, he just straight up got tackled by the defensive back. Yeah, thankfully they threw that flag. Granted, NFL rules would have helped us a lot more there because we'd have the ball all the way downfield, but now we get to the 41-yard line. But our drive does stay alive. We're going to throw this one to the outside. That is going to be caught by Baker for the first down. And we're going to try to run no-huddle offense here. We're going to see if we can attempt to run the ball just to see if we can break a big play because we've been throwing the ball this entire drive. And we'll hand off to Barnes up the middle, and it will work for the first down. We'll burn one of our 2 remaining timeouts. I know this situation looks bad, but my hope is not completely gone yet. Hoover will drop back. We're going to throw this one underneath. That's caught by Manjack, and that may have been a bad play. We have to burn that final timeout. With 15 seconds to go in the half, Hoover will take the snap. We're going to try to throw this to the tight end, and Pimpton will make the catch. We finally get points on the board today. We also get the ball to start the second half, so there is still a chance right now we can make this a 10-point game here, and we're going to hand off to Barnes to go absolutely nowhere. I am going to guess that wear and tear is still killing Jeremy Payne right now, which is why I believe that Barnes is getting most of the carries, and that's going to go for nothing. So now we face a 3rd and 12, and really don't need a 3-and-out right now. That's actually the bottom of what we need, despite an interception. So on 3rd down, we'll drop back and go for a screen. Hopefully the blocking sets up, and I think it's set up pretty nicely as Barnes will get the first down. On the next play, Will looks to pass. That looks like a linebacker on McAlister, so we're going over the middle to find McAlister, who is gone. Touchdown TCU. The defense gets us the ball back. It's still a 10-point game, so we have a very real shot of getting back into this one. Caught by James, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards. Now on a 2nd and 4, back in shotgun again. We'll take the snap, and it's a handoff to Barnes up the middle, who will get close to the marker. They ruled a 3rd and inches. And we are just going to come out and try this RPO. Hopefully it winds up well for us. James is the intended receiver if the running lane doesn't open. And I think that's where we need to go because he is wide open for the first down. And I can't make that man miss, but he's brought down near the 50. We come back in shotgun for the very next play. Drop back, and Manjack's going to be open, but he can't hit him. Now a 2nd and 10. Hoover will drop back, and we're going to throw this one underneath. That's going to be caught by Manjack this time for the first down, brought down at about the 39. 1st and 10. We're going to send this man in motion. Take the snap, and then we're going to hand this one to Barnes, but it's going nowhere. Now on a 2nd and 10. We'll take the snap, and I think that's a linebacker. Never mind, it's a safety on McAlister, but either way, it works out this time as we get the first down. Hoover back in shotgun. Barnes is the running back. We'll give it to him. He goes up the middle, and we'll end up with a 9-yard carry this time. Now it sets up a 2nd and 1. We'll take the snap and look to pass. We're going to throw this one underneath. That's McAlister who gets to the outside, and he is into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown today. Following that, our defense would allow a field goal, so it's now a 6-point game, but we are within reach of actually taking the lead here. We start with a 7-yard pass. We're going to try to get one more play off here before the end of the 3rd quarter. It'll be a screen to the outside. Barnes gets caught up on his blocker, but finally gets to the outside and has the first down into Arizona State territory. I thought that guy was going to take a different angle, which is why I attempted to juke, but we head into the final quarter. Now a 1st and 10 from the 40 here. We're going to hand off to Barnes, who goes up the middle and has a decent gain here to set up a 2nd and inches for us. And how about we just come out and run another screen? So far, it's worked pretty well for us on this drive. So on 2nd down, out of shotgun, we will get it to the outside. The blocking does set up for the first down. Out of a 5-wide set, we'll take the snap. And we're just going to take the sack on the play. I don't want to risk an interception. Didn't see anyone come open. Now it's a 2nd and 18. We'll take the snap and throw this one underneath to Manjack, who cuts across the field and will get close to the marker. They ruled a 3rd and 1. And it looks like running back Trent Battle has checked in here from the 20-yard line. We give it to him, and he will not get the first down. But we're going to stay aggressive and go for it here. So on 4th and 1, handoff up the middle, and Barnes will get the first down just barely, I believe. So our drive does continue. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. We'll take the snap. There is a flag down. We hand it to Barnes, and now let's see what the penalty is going to be. It may be on Arizona State because that's who they're focusing on. And it looks like, okay, I can't see the screen, but I hear offsides. So that will make it a 1st and 5 from about the 14-yard line. We'll come out and give this one to Barnes, trying to follow our blocks for the first down, and we'll fight our way down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and look who has checked into the game. Jeremy Payne is back in here. We're going to hand it to him up the middle, and he will fight his way down to the 5. And it looks like he is still going to stay in the game. So on 2nd and goal, we'll take the snap. We're actually going to throw it to him on the outside to use his speed to the edge and into the end zone. We should take a 1-point lead. We will jump in on this drive. It's a 3rd and 3 from our 13-yard line for Arizona State. Obviously within field goal range. He'll take the snap and look to pass. He steps up. He's going to let it go to the end zone and find a wide open man. Touchdown, Arizona State. But they are going to go for 2 because if they get it, it's a 7-point game. If they don't get it, it's a 5-point game. We can win with a touchdown. He'll drop back and look to pass. He's going to step up and get in. So now we need to try to tie it with 5:03 remaining. In one of the worst returns I think I've ever seen in this game, they only got to the 14-yard line. So that is where we will start. And we're going to try the screen pass to the outside, but no one's there. It's now a 2nd and 10. We'll come out in shotgun, looking to go downfield again. We're going to try to find our tight end who can't make the catch. That was just straight up dropped on the play. Not exactly the plays we need to be making here. 3rd and 10. We're going to launch this one deep downfield. I understand that's a risky play, but we're going to have a 4th down anyway. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we punt it away and we trust our defense here to get us the ball back. That's what we're going to do. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but if we turn it over here, it's definitely game over. So we'll punt it away. They field it at the 41. And our defense would force a 3 and out. So we get the ball back with 3:44 to go. Handoff to Payne up the middle, and he will get into Arizona State territory. About 3 minutes remaining in the game now. Out of a 5-wide set, we're going to launch this deep downfield. He has Jeremy Payne, who makes the catch. Touchdown, TCU. Here we go with 3:04 remaining. From the 25-yard line, we are all tied up at 35. He's going deep downfield, finds his man who breaks one tackle and is brought down to the 41. We cannot allow them to get into field goal range, defense. They come back in a shotgun set again, about 2.5 minutes to go. He'll take the snap. It'll be a play fake. Now throwing to the outside, caught by his man who gets to the edge, and he will fight for the 1st down. And that would take us down to the 2-minute timeout. So from the TCU 49-yard line, back in shotgun, it will be a run play up the middle, and he'll get met and brought down. That results in a 2nd and 8. They're going to run a no-huddle offense, though. They line back up in a shotgun formation. From the TCU 47-yard line, he will drop back and look to pass. He's going to step up and go downfield, find his man for the 1st down into field goal range. Brought down to the 25-yard line. Now with 1.5 minutes to go in the game, he's back in a shotgun set again. We'll take the snap. They're still looking to pass. Goes to the outside, finds his man, and that will be a 1st down, maybe? He was real close. No, they rule it a 2nd and inches, and we have burned our very first timeout, and this appears to be a wildcat formation. It's a direct snap to the running back, and that will set up a 3rd and 2. So we burn our 2nd timeout, and now we have a chance to hold them to a long field goal try. Question is, can we do it? They're going to line up under center. From the 17-yard line. This is not a long field goal try. I don't know what I was thinking. Handoff to the back, and he will not have the 1st down. They will burn that final timeout, and now they should kick a field goal. And if this is good, we have 1 minute and 10 seconds with no timeouts to try to get back into field goal range. See if they actually make the snap. Hole kick is away, and this kick will be good. All right, Hoover, it is time to prove yourself as the guy here at TCU. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. We're going to start with a quick pass to the outside that's caught by McAlister, who breaks that tackle, jukes to the outside, and now Eric McAlister across the 30, the 25, and he is all the way down to the 24-yard line. Well, maybe it wasn't time for Hoover to prove he was the guy, but instead Eric McAlister to prove it. 58 seconds to go in the game. Another quick throw over the middle will be incomplete. 54 seconds to play. We'll take the snap. It will be a run play. Handoff to Payne, who goes up the middle inside the 5, and he will get all the way down to the 1-yard line. I thought it was going to be the 2-yard line. Arizona State does have all 3 timeouts, so I've decided to run down the clock a bit. Now we'll take the snap. Handoff to, is he in? No. We're running down the clock a little bit more. Let's see if we can actually get the snap off, and it looks like we will. We take the snap. Try to force this one to Payne in the end zone, and he makes the catch. Touchdown TCU with just a few seconds remaining. Following the extra point and a touchback on the kickoff, they have one final play. Needing to go all the way downfield. He'll lob this one, and that'll be caught, but he's immediately brought down, and we have officially completed the comeback. We were down 24-0 right before halftime. Managed to get some points on the board, and apparently that was all the momentum our offense needed to finally find their rhythm. And we come back in the last minute to once again make a different comeback to take the lead. And Josh Hoover, one hell of a game. I said in the last time he had one hell of a game with only one touchdown. Well, he made up for that today by throwing for 6 of them. Along with those 6 touchdowns, he did throw 2 interceptions, which were both really bad ones, I feel like, on me. But he goes 29 for 40 for 394 yards. And then on the ground, Barnes went for 56 yards. I really don't know why Jeremy Payne came back late in the game. Probably something to do with fatigue and auto subsettings, but he came back in and was a massive piece to it, obviously. 4 carries for 45 yards, so 11.2 yards per carry. And then receiving, Eric McAlister, 6 for 146 and 2 scores. And Jeremy Payne, 4 for 65 and 3 receiving touchdowns today. And then Pimpton also caught one. So just an all-around great day from our running back and our #1 receiver. Arizona State's quarterback Sam Levitt, though, I think that's how you say his name, goes 28 for 34 for 297 and 3 touchdowns. He had an incredible day against our defense. I haven't shown much of the recruiting, but this does kind of suck. We lose both of the quarterback prospects I had on our board. Troy Romo goes to North Texas and Trey Moncrief goes to Mizzou. So I need to add another quarterback to the board if I can find one that is actually solid. And I believe I have found one. It's a dual threat quarterback in Sal Quasia. Yeah, your name is never going to be pronounced correctly. But 90 throw power, 85 short accuracy, 84 medium, and 81 deep, along with 84 speed. Yeah, we're 100% going to go after this guy. So we're going to offer him a scholarship and then throw these remaining points at him. Jumping into our next game, though, we get to stay in conference play as we take on the Colorado Buffaloes, led by head coach Deion Sanders, but not really Deion Sanders because he's not in the game. And it looks like today we get to start at our own 15-yard line for our very first drive. Our defense did hold them to a punt, so I gladly will take that. And the first throw is going to McAlister for the first down. Now from the 27-yard line, we'll come out for the first down, hand this one to Payne, and he's going nowhere. That's actually going to be a loss of 1. Now in a 2nd and 11. Hoover back in shotgun. We'll drop back, and we're going to throw to the outside. That's going to be caught for a decent gain to set up a 3rd and 1. And honestly, I was a little scared to throw the ball to that side on that play because I saw that corner was wearing number 12, and then my brain remembered that he is no longer here. That is not Travis Hunter. I don't know who that is, but it's definitely not Travis Hunter. From the 36-yard line, we'll hand this one to Payne to go up the middle with a huge gain all the way down to about the 50. Hoover back in a shotgun formation. We'll take the snap and we're running the screen to the outside. That man got completely murdered and sprung Payne free. We'll spin out those defenders and get all the way down to the 20. The very next play would be an incomplete pass, so now it's a 2nd and 10. We'll come out and look to pass again. We're going to throw over the middle, and that got knocked down at the line. So it brings up a 3rd and 10. All right. From about the 20-yard line, we're going to throw the ball one more time. Hoover will drop back, and we're going to look to go downfield. We're going to try to find our man here. It's caught by Curtis, who will get close to the marker. It's a 4th and 1, and you guys know me at this point. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go for it, and we're going to give this one to Payne and try to bounce it to the outside for the first down. The blocking's not really setting up, but Payne will break that tackle and get the first down anyway down to the 2-yard line. And this play is an RPO, but I see 2 defensive backs lined up over that receiver, so I have a feeling that's not where this ball's going. And it's honestly where that ball should have went. I should have waited to see what they were doing. They brought a blitz, and I think he was probably wide open out there. So now it's a 2nd and goal from the 7. Out of a shotgun set, we'll look to throw, go into the end zone. That one will be caught by Dwyer. Touchdown TCU. Doesn't matter, we find the end zone anyway. We get the ball back and still up 7-0. We're at our own 23-yard line to start the next drive. And we're going to fire this one over the middle, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Barnes is checked in the game here at running back from the 23-yard line, and we're going to give it to him, who goes up the middle, and we'll set up a 3rd and 4 for the offense from about the 29-yard line. So we're going to run this mesh spot concept here. And I kind of want to find McAlister on this play, but I don't think it's really going to come open. And it definitely doesn't. We'll throw it underneath. Caught by Dwyer for the first down, and he goes out of bounds at the 40. On the next play, out of shotgun, we'll take the snap. It is an RPO, but we're going to give it to Barnes, who goes up the middle, breaks that tackle, and has a first down run to about the 48-yard line. Hoover back in a shotgun set again. We'll take the snap. We're going to go downfield. We're going to fire this one to Manjack, who is wide open. Left his receiver, or defensive back in the dust back there. Jukes out one man, breaks a tackle, finally brought down to the 13-yard line. Now it looks like running back Trent Battle is checked into the game, and we will be throwing to him on a screen. As we get to the outside, that's going to be a loss of 2. The blocking does not really set up all that well, and obviously that play does not work. So now on a 2nd and 12. And I don't see anyone lined up over Dwyer, so we're going to actually hot route him into the end zone. And it looks like they are going to go back and cover him, but they leave McAlister open, and we'll take that to set up a 3rd and 5 from about the 8-yard line. Battle is checked in the game here for 3rd and 5, and that's where we go with it. But he's met, and then we're going to fight to set up a 4th and 2 from the 5-yard line. And once again, we're going to be aggressive and go for this one. We're only a couple yards away from a first down. We have a chance to get a 14-0 lead. We're going to hand it to Payne, who goes up the middle and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. Colorado would eventually find the scoreboard on their next drive to make it 14-3 after a field goal. We're going to come out and throw this one to McAlister for a gain of about 7 yards. That was a really weird animation. I wanted a possession catch, and he caught it and fell forward despite the fact he was already going sideways. Now on a 2nd and 3, we'll take the snap. And waiting to see someone come open, we'll finally let this one go. That'll be McAlister, who breaks that tackle. And now off to the races. He's deep into Colorado territory, finally caught near the 20-yard line. We'll come back in a shotgun set again. Take the snap, and we're going to lob this one to the end zone for Dwyer, who will make the catch. Touchdown, TCU. We take a 21-3 lead. Following that, though, Colorado's offense does find the end zone, so now it's 21-10. We'll come out with a screen pass to the outside, and Payne will not make those people miss. Ends up with a 5-yard reception. Now on a 2nd and 5, Hoover will take the snap. And McAlister beat his man off the line and is wide open downfield, and he is gone. Touchdown, TCU. When we get the ball back, we're still up 28-10. We're at our own 41-yard line, and we're going to hand this one to Payne to go to the outside as he gets met for a gain of about 6 yards. That brings up a 2nd and 4, and we're probably just going to run the ball one more time. Payne is still lined up in the backfield. We're going to see if we can follow our fullback for a decent gain here. And never mind, we're going to follow our guard for a decent gain and get the first down. 1st and 10 with 2 running backs in the backfield. Hoover will take the snap. We're going to run the play fake. And now let this one go downfield, and that one will be incomplete as we got Dwyer completely murdered. 2nd and 10 from the 47. We'll take the snap. It'll be an RPO to the outside. That's caught by James, and he's going to turn that into a 9-yard play to set up a 3rd and 1. And now I think we're going to run this jet touch pass here. I do love this play. It was one of my favorite plays in college football 25. It's not near as broken as it is, or as it was last year, but it's still pretty good as Manjack will get the first down. On the next play, we would get no gain from Barnes, so now it's a 2nd and 10. Looking to pass, we're going to fire this one downfield, caught by Pimpton for the first down to about the 20-yard line. Now with a 5-wide set, Hoover will take the snap. And not seeing anyone come open. Try to take off, but gets sacked on the play for a loss of 6. We'll bring up a 2nd and 16. And we're just going to come out and try to run another pass play here. We're actually going to send McAlister on a go route because I think he may be in one-on-one coverage over there. No, the safety went over to help. Not seeing anyone come open again. Sack, fumble the ball. Luckily, we recover this time, and we're brought down to bring up a 3rd and 22. I tried to take off, but I'm still not really used. You can't take off up the middle too easily in this game. All right, 3rd and 22. I don't really think we're going to just heave it downfield and hope for the best. We're going to try the screen out to Payne, and the blocking doesn't really set up at all. And that will result in a 4th and about 20, and we will kick a field goal as Colorado has burned their first time out. 1:54 to go in the half with a chance to make it 31-10. Snap, hold, kick is away, and this one will be good. Well, Colorado is not going to make this game easy on us. They would score before halftime to make it 31-17, so we're only up by 2 touchdowns right now. We're going to start with a handoff to Payne here to start the 3rd quarter for a 4-yard carry. Now on a 2nd and 6, and I think we're just going to run the ball one more time to Payne, try to cut through this hole here, and end up setting up a 3rd and 4 from the 31-yard line. And now I kind of want another quick run play, but I don't really see one. We'll try this RPO and see if that's going to work out. I only really like using coach suggestions rather than scrolling through the entire playbook. But on this RPO, we're just going to give it to Barnes, who goes up the middle for the first down. And now in at running back is redshirt freshman Nate Palmer. So we're going to throw a screen out to him and see what he can do. He gets to the outside and ends up with a first down on the play. On the next play, it's a 1st and 10, and we're going to go back to Palmer here on a run play, and he runs into his own blocker, but still ends up with a gain of 9. Now in a 2nd and 1, Hoover will take the snap. And looking to go deep downfield, we're going to launch this for Manjack, who will not make the catch. In general, though, I am going to make that throw 100% of the time. One-on-one coverage, the only person back there is a safety where you can throw to the inside and have a good shot at the ball. But now on a 3rd and 1, we need to run the ball, and Palmer will get the first down to keep this drive moving to about the 36-yard line. Hoover back in shotgun again. We'll take the snap and looks to pass. Never mind, we're going to get sacked, fumble the ball, and someone please recover that. Finally, we dive on top of it. 2nd and 21. All right, got to stop just looking for the deep ball right now. I was trying to just kind of put this game away, but that's clearly not going to happen easily. Never mind, as we get a man wide open downfield, he lets it go, and it's a diving reception by Baker down to the 7-yard line. Now it's a 1st and goal from the 7. It's a handoff to the outside, and Payne is not going to find any space. In fact, it's a loss of 3. Brings up a 2nd and goal from the 10 now. And we're going to see if anyone wants to come open on this play. Hoover will take the snap and looks to pass. We're going to fire this one to the end zone, and he finds McAlister. Touchdown, TCU. Colorado's next drive, they would end up with a field goal to make it 38-20. Now we face a 3rd and 7 and a possible 3 and out. Looking to go downfield. We're going to let this one go to our tight end, and that's going to fall incomplete. They are really trying to fight back into this game. They get a touchdown on the next drive to make it an 11-point game here as we are now in the 4th quarter. Handoff to Payne, who goes up to the right side, and that's going to be a 1st down to about the 42. The next play would go down for no gain, so now it's a 2nd and 10. We'll take the snap. It's going to be a screen to the outside, caught by Dwyer, who can't make anyone miss, and that sets up a 3rd and 6. To try and keep this drive moving, Hoover out of shotgun. We'll drop back. We're going to let this one go, but hit as we're throwing. It's going to fall incomplete. And now Colorado is going to have a real shot to make this a 1-score game. We're going to punt this away, and I try to put a backspin on that, so hopefully it comes back and we actually get a decent thing here. And it bounces off a Colorado player, and we're going to recover that at the 11-yard line. Well, what a massive, massive mistake from Colorado. So now we're going to hand it off to the outside, and Payne's going to get brought down for a gain of a couple yards. Hoover back in shotgun. We'll take the snap and look to pass again. We're going to fire this one downfield, caught by Manjack. That sets up a 3rd and 2 from about the 3-yard line. So we're going to come out and run the ball with Payne one more time. About 7 minutes to go in the game. It'll be a handoff to our running back, and he's going to get met and brought down to set up a 4th and 2. We are just going to take a field goal here, but I'll take that over just punting the ball away. So snap, hold, kick is away, and it is good. However, Colorado was able to make it a 1-score game on their drive. It's 34-41. We really need to chew away at the clock here, and that's going to be a 1-yard play to start this drive. About 3 minutes to go in the game. Hoover will take the snap, and we're going to throw this one underneath. That's caught by Manjack, and the clock will keep running. No, it won't. They burn their first time out. We now face a 3rd and 3 with 2:56 to go in the game. It's a handoff to Barnes, who gets the 1st down. And the Buffaloes would burn that 2nd timeout with 2:51 remaining in the game. We'll run the jet toss to the outside, caught by Manjack, who will get met and brought down for an 8-yard reception. They burn their final timeout with 2:47. They still have the 2-minute timeout, though, to stop the clock. Here on 2nd and 2, we'll run to the outside, and Barnes does not get anywhere close to the marker. It's a 3rd and 6. And we are not going to be able to run it all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. We're going to have to snap the ball before that. So Hoover will look to pass. We'll throw this one underneath. That's caught by Manjack for the 1st down. And now going down the sideline inside the 15-10. Makes a man miss and is brought down near the 5-yard line. And that will take us to our final score of this one being 41-34. So we have started Big 12 play 2-0 with 2 really good wins, especially from the offense. Our quarterback is playing amazing right now. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the one making the decisions here. I'm saying that because even his accuracy has been really good, something I cannot control using the classic passing. It's just kind of up to, the quarterback, I guess, or the quarterback's ratings. But he goes 28 for 36, 430 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then on the ground, Payne goes for 69 yards and a score. And receiving, Manjack 6 for 108, but McAlister 6 for 146 and 2 scores. And Jordan Dwyer came away with 2 touchdowns as well. And following that win, we get our first commitment of the series from Connor Abram, a defensive back out of Arlington. But we also land defensive back Devontae Mahoney out of Mansfield, Texas. Oh, we got another one. It's a 5-star middle linebacker in Easton Cavas, whatever, however you want to pronounce that. We got a 5-star middle linebacker. And Eric McAlister ends up winning the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week award against Colorado, going for 6 catches, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But that is going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. In the next one, we will pick up here in Week 7 as we take on Kansas State, who is ranked number 18.